Edo, fuck Androvi. Welcome to another edition of No Choftes. It's like third pod in 3 days. It's getting a bit tiresome now, isn't it? Anyway, doesn't matter. I've got two wonderful guests. I've got Pedro here, who once again remains anonymous because that's what Pedro does. He's the blank man, Mr. Invisible. See no evil, hear no evil, etc., etc. And I have Costa. He hasn't got the green. He's got so comfortable with us now. He doesn't have a green screen up. Love it.
I can't, mate. My mother-in-law's upstairs. I can't use the room, so no green screen today. I've got kids' pictures behind me. So there you go.
Can you show us one? Can you show us a picture?
Yeah. There's one behind me there.
No. Take it down and show us. I want to see what it is.
It's like, can you see that one?
No.
Oh, the lighting's bad, mate.
Do the other one behind you. The one right behind you.
This one.
Yeah. That looks like Taribo West.
Good one, yeah. Got the purple dreads and everything, mate. When it green and white when he went to that World Cup, that was fantastic, wasn't
it? Got to stay within the colour scheme, man. Nigeria and all that. Fucking hell. How you been, brother? You good?
I'm all right, Stel. Good to be back on the show. No choftes, euch mal like years. Here we are. Good to be back, mate.
There we go. Pedro.
Γεια σας, κοπέλια, γεια σου Στέλ, γεια σου Κώστα.
I'd just like to say, first of all, Costa, thank you for jumping on board. And secondly, thank you for being on this podcast with your shirt on. The last guest we had was doing the show topless, and we got a lot of comments about it. So, you know.
Do you have many ladies that watch your show? Ladies watching, it could be good, mate. Get some donations.
Maybe, but it's Stefano. You know, it was Stefano, and you know,
we need to improve on the lighting and the pole dancing, and that would do something. Yeah.
You want to see Stefano do pole dancing?
Well, we might as well. I mean, he's half naked already, anyway.
For fuck's sake. Oh man, he's probably watching Liverpool at the moment. They're losing to Newcastle. Anyway, this show is to celebrate the signing of Fotis Kitsos. How you pronounce it? Was it Kitsos?
Just Kitsos.
There you go. It's a left back from Olympiacos. We got him on loan. And our friend Costa from Gate 7 International is here to tell us all about him. So the first question, Costa, how the fuck did this come out of the blue?
Ooh. So, our left backs. So, all right, let's start from the top. So this kid, he's 19 years old. He's probably only played about 5 first-team games with Olympiacos, most of them in the cup. I think a couple at the end of last season when we were in the playoffs and we were already 12, 15 points ahead. We made a bit of a meal of it. We made it difficult on ourselves, but he got some game time in 45 minutes, 70 minutes in that playoff period. But here's the thing. In our academy, he broke out as a left winger, as an attacking player. And I'd seen him play in our B team. So B teams were created in Greece last season. They played second division football in Greece. And I saw a couple of games with him. He's not afraid. That's what I like about him. He's not afraid to kind of try and take a player on. He's quite neat and tidy on the ball for a young lad. So like Xeribala, as we say in Greek. He's got a fairly decent cross, but there's not a lot to really go on still. Like, I just haven't seen him enough. But again, one thing you can say is that he's an academy product at Olympiacos. He understands the pressure of playing for a big club, I suppose, but he needs game time, and he's not what you would call an experienced left back in that respect. So there is a bit of a gamble there. He's definitely a young player that's got legs that can bomb up and down the field. I feel that Neil Lennon, he can learn a lot under Neil Lennon. I don't know if you've got a number one left back right now, for example. So that's an interesting question that I have in terms of,
We
how
have a
much
number
game
one
time.
left back that's running on fumes, mate. Honestly, he's running on
There you
fumes
go.
already.
But there you go. So yeah, I suppose one last thing I'll say, just to really try and answer your question there, what's going on and how has this happened? We've got 3 left backs right now. Well, not anymore. We had Oleg Ryabchuk, who's our starting left back. Very defensive oriented player. And Olympiacos is a team that likes to play build up possession out the back, likes to have wing backs that bomb up and down the field and provide the overlap, good crossing ability. You think of Tsimikas or you think of Yorgatos further back. That's not what Ryabchuk is. And Olympiacos fans have been really frustrated with that. And we signed an Israeli left back that I heard has also been linked with you previous few weeks, Doran Leidner from, I want to say, is it Hapoel Tel Aviv for 2.5 million, including add-ons. He's had some passport issues. We've been rumoured to be trying to bring in Jordan Amavi from Marseille, god-awful player, hasn't played football for 2 years. So there's been a lot of reshuffling at Olympiacos in the left-back position, and I think Kitsos is the one that's kind of bit the bullet there and said, okay, this is the guy that's going to go and we're going to try and bring somebody else in with more experience. And I think it's a good move for him. You guys are playing Europa League next season, and from the sounds of it, and we'll get into it more, he's going to get opportunities, whether it's in the league, providing cover or some a rest for your other regular left back. He's a kid that it's going to be his first real season, getting more than 5-10 games in professional men's league. So this is a good move for him. I can't really say more in terms of like playing ability because just the sample is so small.
So going back to what you said at the beginning, how he started off as a left winger, whose idea was it to move him to left back? Because we've seen it. The best example I'll give is maybe Kieran Richardson or Quinton Fortune at Man United. They were left wingers, and Ferguson decided, or probably was Kierosh actually decided, try him out at left back, and they stayed there. So was it Ibagatha who decided it? Do you know?
No, it was the first team coach last season. So he's gone now. Pedro Martins, former coach. He was with us for 4 seasons. He had a tendency to do this with players. So he didn't only do it with Kitsos, he tried it with Mario Vrusai as well. It's a player that went off to Holland as well and did quite well. Greek international a couple of years ago, academy products, played from the left, cut inside and shoot with his right foot type of player. And he tried to turn him into a right back, and he tried to turn Kitsos into a left back as well. The truth is, this, Stel, it's very difficult to find a manager with the metavga, like with the balls, to play a young academy product, particularly in the final third. So Oleg Ryabchuk was alone last season in the left back position. We bought in Michal Karbovnik at the end of the transfer window this time last year. Brought him in on loan from Brighton, and he started playing. They said, "Oh, he's going to play on the left and he's going to play on the right." He ended up playing like 5 or 6 games, mainly as a right back. And Ryabchuk is, again, to use your words, is running on fumes. He basically played like 50, 55 games last season, maybe 60, including international games with Moldova. So they made a decision in December last year, and they said, "All right, we're gonna bring Kitsos up to the first team, and we're gonna try him out as a left back." And the media dubbed it Project Tsimikas. So we had a good old laugh with that. But the boy's got talent. He's definitely got some talent, and I do hope we see that. So is he really a left back? I don't know, mate. Again, I don't know. It just hasn't been tested enough. Don't know what's going to happen if he plays in the Europa League and he comes up against Jordan Sancho in the Champions League when you play Man United at Old Trafford. I'm going to be very curious to see that. And I wonder if Lennon sees him and says, "Nah, I'm going to try him as a left winger,"
Yeah. The thing is, we've obviously got a good relationship with Olympiacos, as we've seen with Lovera. joining us, and Marinaki fell out with Manitara, which is lovely, which is great. And I don't think we paid a fee to get this kid on loan. So the relationship is good, and I'm pretty sure that you guys have got your eye on a couple of players of ours, I'm guessing anyway, for the long haul. But again, this is another. Again, I'm not going to use the word strange because it's not fair to say it's a strange transfer at the end of the day. A lot of people have been talking about this as a possibility, and the lad is or appears to be becoming a left back as opposed to a left wing. And if he's good at bombing forward, that's what we need because our left back does that anyway. In all fairness, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people watching now will agree that Jan's defensive elements are terrible. They're terrible at the moment. They've been really bad for the past year and a half for whatever reason. But yeah, it looks like we do focus on getting the ball forward on that left-hand side, an overlapping left back that can deliver a cross into the box. Do you think he's got a wand of a left foot? Can we rely on him to put crosses in the box, mate?
I think one thing I will say is that when he's got the ball at his feet, he'll look to give and go. So you will see that kind of tendency. He'll pin himself onto the touchline. He'll receive the ball and he'll put his head up and he'll see where the option is and he'll pass it and he'll move and he'll look to get up the field. His balls along the grounds are quite good. I remember a few cutbacks. Also, generally ball control looked quite decent when the ball's up in the air and it's coming across diagonally. He'll chest it down comfortably. He's got good feet. Again, I say that the sample of what I've seen is very small, and we're talking Greek league here. But there were definitely games last season where Olympiacos fans were kind of crying to see him because the other guy just doesn't have that. Reabchuk is solid defensively. He's very good in defensive transition, getting back. He's a warrior, that type of player. But in terms of getting forward and contributing to build up, you just get the ball on the wing and then he'll pass it back and then you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. So with Kitsos, it was a breath of fresh air when he was on because he was more positive. And it's natural for a player that's started his career as an attack-minded player to have that. So I think he will provide some energy down the left-hand side. And your other left-back's 32 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So I think for you guys as well, it's a breath of fresh air.
Costa, does he have the ability to keep the ball in his legs? I mean, while being challenged, can he dribble on the overlap and things like that?
It's difficult to say how he's going to react when he's being pressed because he's never really been in that situation much because normally in Greece we're the ones that dominate possession. So we've got the ball at our feet and the other teams are waiting for us to come onto them and then they'll try and break on a counter-attack. So there's not really been any situations that I've seen him in where he'd have the ball come out of defence and then, the attackers are pressing him. So it's difficult for me to give you kind of an accurate indication on that. But in terms of dribbling going forwards, you definitely, what I said at the beginning, he's not afraid. He's not afraid to kind of put his head down and knock the ball past the opponent and then try and get a pass in or try and cut back onto the penalty spot. So we saw that a couple of times last season. He likes to do that. He likes to try and get past the fullback and then cut it back to the penalty spot. It can't really remember many times where he's been near the byline and he's tried a long cross in the air. He always tries to kind of slice it back, cut it back along the ground to a second striker, a number 10 that's trailing into the box, stuff like that.
Okay.
Costa, a lot of fans are underwhelmed about this signing. We said it's not disrespect on that, but I think because Jan is the established left back and he hasn't had much competition over the past couple of years. I mean, obviously Kiko did what he could, but Kiko's first season with us, Jan got 16 assists It was very difficult for him to break into the team. Obviously, last season, the whole team was very disjointed and off form. And granted, Jan still held it down and did what he could, but he wasn't the same Lesiaks. And this season, again, we're seeing, okay, I wouldn't say it's the same Lesiaks as before, but he doesn't have, it appears that his head's not in it at the moment. He's losing focus. He's not doing the basics right. He's giving the ball away cheaply. And this is just after a few games. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. He was outstanding at Ghent, especially away from home. But for him to have, someone breathing down his neck to say, right, I'm here now. Yeah, you ain't going to get this first team spot permanently. Do you think this lad is going to be motivated to try and get into the first team?
Bloody hope so, mate. I mean, it's a good chance for him. Like I said, you guys are a team that should be challenging, should be competing for silverware in Cyprus. You're a team that's made it through to Europa League. It's a tough group you guys have, but it's a great opportunity for him. I don't know what the details of the deal are, whether there's a loan plus option or if it's a straight loan, but I think he'll be looking to put in some good performances, get noticed by the scouts back at Olympiacos, and then hopefully come back next season and try and break into the squad in pre-season. I think that's what his goal is going to be.
Well, we saw how Maxi came to us and he had a very, very good season for us. And then he went back to you guys, signed a new contract and ended up out on loan again. Are we talking about the same thing possibly happening with this lad? Maybe he have a year with us and then come back to you guys and get farmed out again?
It's a bit of a different situation now because we have a different manager. So new manager now. I think with Lovera, Pedro Martins, dedo nevlepe. He didn't notice him anymore, and Martins had a tendency, like once he'd fell out with a player or didn't fancy a player, it's over. It's very difficult for him to come back. And Lovera was one of those. Like he came back from Rosario, was it last December or January? Got a couple of games, he went on for 5-10 minutes or little cameos where you can't really expect anything of him. And we were playing like shit all of last season. So then we loaned him out to you, and then when he came back, although we needed pace and energy on the wings and all of those things that you described about what Maxi was doing for you, like including tracking back, things that the former manager wanted, he didn't even take him to pre-season. Like they left him at Redi at the training ground in Greece to train on his own with a few others that were dumped there and didn't follow the pre-season training. So it's not. I don't think it's going to be the same. Like it really is a project player for Olympiacos. I think he's one of the best youth players that we have in the current crop that's coming through. Although I think that this is, we don't have a very good track record of producing youth the last couple of years, like putting players into the first team. So again, opportunity for him, and I want to hope that they do keep a close eye on him. But I'm not going to lie, Olympiacos is a bit of a mess right now in terms of backroom staff. The management as well has had a lot of attention on Nottingham Forest, understandably. When the owner's other club is going up to the Premier League, I fully understand that some of the priorities shift, but they also have a responsibility to make sure Olympiacos is organised properly in terms of staffing and everyone having roles and responsibilities, and that's a little bit of a doubt in terms of are they properly going to track what he's doing at Omonoia and how he's playing. And that's not a disservice to our scouts. It's just based on experience. So hopefully that can change.
All right. Well, let's move on to another signing we made yesterday. As you know, here we go. He's a good player. I'm sure he'll help us in the future. But I think of preparation with AEK. Do you think? Okay. First of all, how do you think he will do at Omonoia? And secondly, the lack of pre-season will obviously have an effect on his match sharpness, match fitness. But do you think it will take him long to get used to the style of play and to get used to the style of football in Cyprus? I mean, you saw how Apollon play. So do you think that's something that he'll be able to get into pretty soon?
Kareem's a player that I liked. The Drelathika, you know, but he's a filotimo. He runs, he plays for the team, and he can score. If you look at his stats, everywhere he's played, he's scored goals. You and I were talking about Shepa earlier. I think for me, he's a better striker. It's maybe not as built, but when he's fit, like he's strong, he's quite hard to push off the ball, even though he looks a bit thinner, a bit more on the slim side. But he's a strong lad. I don't know how old he is now. He must be like getting into his.
He's 32.
I was gonna say getting into his 30s. So he's 32. You'll like him, man. I wanna say like the first game he plays, he scores.
We've got Ajax at the weekend, and that's a bit of a derby game. So
he's that kind of player. He really is that kind of player. He can come off the bench, he can start a game, and he'll score. Like he'll do things, and he's got a decent touch. Like he's a good player, man. I think for Cyprus though, 10 goals a season, easy.
Yeah,
easy for me. Really, that's what I would be expecting. And like if it's a free transfer for you guys as well, like decent striker, really, really. And you guys have got some good. You've had some good strikers over the years, like Matt Derbyshire. He's close to that level, mate. Like he's really is like fox in the box kind of player, and he's got that kind of Middle Eastern, I want to say, like Iranian.
Because he's got aggression in him, yeah.
Yeah, like that flair, that aggression. Like he'll turn around to a teammate and he'll, encourage.
Good. That's what we need. That's what we need, man. That's what we need because
he'll talk on the pitch. I remember like his last season at Olympiacos. It was a bit unfair, maybe I want to say, that the way he left, because he was there the 2017 season where we had a shocker. We finished fourth, I want to say, in the league. It was the season Ajax won the league. And I was at the game. We lost 2-1 against Ajax at the Karaiskaki. We went 1-0 up. And I remember he took his shirt off and he went to the fans and he showed his shirt with his name on it and stuff. And 1-0 second half. We lost that game 2-1. They scored 2 goals in stoppage time. But he's got that attitude. Like, and at the end of that season, there was Marinakis decided to get rid of 20 players and bring 20 new players in, and Kareem was one of the ones that was not fancied by Martins, who came in that season, and the rest is history, I guess. I think I can't remember where he went off, and then he came back to Ajax a year later. But yeah, mate, it was him leaving Olympiacos was more circumstantial than him not being good enough. He could have been like our third striker, I want to say, like somebody that would come off the bench or like a squad player, but not a starter. When you've had players like Darko Kovacevic and Kostas Mitroglou in his prime years, or Giovanni Rivaldo and all these people, you're just like, all right, I need El Arabi. More recently, you want to have a big balls, like heavy machine gun up front, and he isn't quite like Tovari Pirovoliko, But like I said, goals and he'll get assists as well. So I think it's a good signing for you.
So let's move over to your team then. I know I've been listening to your pod. It's absolutely brilliant. So listen, Lambros' commentary, the Apollon game, was absolutely phenomenal. I'm surprised he didn't comment on the video that I made about it, but that's okay. That's okay. I won't waste my efforts on Lambro anymore. That's fine. The stadium's on fire. Anyway, so you've had a bit of a topsy-turvy as well. Go on, go ahead.
There's a comment from Marius: don't underestimate our league, Costa. I don't at all. Your league's probably better than ours right now, mate. But would they
You
come?
reckon?
Maybe, mate. I mean, what against Apollon? Okay, Apollon didn't really threaten us, nor in the first game or the second game. Didn't really get into the box, but there were phases in the first game where they were dominating possession, and even in the second game, they just weren't penetrating. So the gap's not that big between Greece and Cyprus. I don't underestimate the Cypriot League at all. Just want to put that on record.
Lumbra says, wait, what video? Check our WhatsApp group from the other week and you'll see. Shame on you. So you've made some interesting signings. You signed the South Korean fellow. You got 2, but the one that scored against Apollon, what's his name? Juan?
Yeah, in Bonn Juan. Yeah.
Yeah, decent player, man. I like the look of him.
Costa, μας το διάδετζινο ρε φίλε.
Πώς? You want him,
Δώστε μας το.
Ναι, τώρα αμέσως θα πάω στην Πειραιά, θα τους πω να σας το στείλουν.
Ναι.
And one of your defenders has gone to Roma, which is an interesting move.
Madi Camara is
He's a defender?
He's a box-to-box midfielder.
Midfielder, okay. So he's the kind of player that Mourinho likes.
Yeah,
he's not Niles.
So Madi Camara been with us for 4 seasons now. He came in from second division France for about 450. In his first couple of years, he was brilliant. Really, maybe one of the best number 8s that we've seen in the modern era. I don't want to compare him to like a Yaya Toure or anything like that, but I think he's very close to like a Gigi Wijnaldum. And I mean, that's who he's coming in to cover for, because Gigi's going to be out for a few months at Roma, and that's the backstory to the Camara signing. They need a replacement for him. So yeah, he's gone off on a loan. I think it's 1.5 million.
Costa's got Roy issues.
Costa's got Roy issues.
He's got the Roy issues.
He's got the Roy curse.
Oh no!
He's the curse of Roy.
Well, look, there's an interesting comment here. 30 minutes to the end of the transfer window. Any chance that Stefano can show us his nipple for one last transfer? Maybe if that's what it takes, Stefano, for one more transfer, get your tits out for the lads. Come on now, you've done it once.
We want the tits.
We don't have any females coming on this pod, so we're not going to get that anyway. So
sorry about that.
It's all right.
No problem. Yeah. We were talking about tits.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, this is us.
Yeah, you were saying, Camara.
Yeah.
Where did you lose me?
You were saying that he was a box-to-box midfielder to cover Wijnaldum, and because Wijnaldum's going to be out for a while, and then
no. So I mean, he's been at the club far too long, like 4 years. He should have gone that summer. COVID, the Wolves game that we should have won in the last 16 of the Europa League, that season, and that the pandemic really fucked us. There are a lot of players that we could have gone far in that season. The ref fucked us as well against Wolves, and the team didn't stop playing essentially until August, and then they had to play again. Didn't have a rest, and it really messed with the team. And Camara's one of those players that kind of he went downhill since then. He hasn't been the same as he was the first 2 seasons. So he needs a change. I think the loan move's good. We get some money, like 1.5 million. There's an option there for 12. So if he plays well, they keep him. We have a percentage. So good move for us. Good move for him. We needed to ship him out, and he wanted something new. So good player though.
A lot of people want other Olympiacos players on loan. There's Rangelovic, who's already been mentioned, Hassan as well.
Mate, take him, please. Take him.
Yeah. Can you see any more business being done between the two sides by the close of business tomorrow? Because obviously, we were in for Mancini, and that one hasn't worked out for whatever reason. Do you think are you expecting departures, Olympiacos?
Yeah, actually, a good shout. So I don't think Hassan will stay. I think Rajelovic, if a good offer comes in, he can go. Rajelovic has been a starter actually the last few games, but we're desperately looking for a winger right now that can be a difference maker, that can score 10 goals and get 10 assists in a season. That's what Olympiacos fans expect, at least. Rajelovic isn't really gonna provide that. I think his abilities are limited. Trying to think, there's a lot, mate. There's a lot that we need to ship out. There's still players that got cut by Martins that are training alone. Although I think Chumic, a Serbian winger that we had, is going back to Serbia on loan again, going to Vojvodina. Agibu Kamara was being looked at by some big clubs. I don't know if he might go out because we have an issue with foreign players. We've got too many foreign players that we can't include some of our signings in matchday squads because you can only name 5, and our 2 centre backs are foreign. We've got the 2 South Koreans, and then we've got 2 or 3 midfielders that are foreign too. So we're a little bit screwed. The squad's a mess, mate. I think you and I have talked about this before. Beginning of the season, our squad was like 50 players. Fortounis, nah. Fortounis signed a new contract. He started training with the team again at the weekend. I don't think leaving Greece was ever an option for Fortounis. He just had a kid recently. Everyone in Greece that knows him knows I don't mean this in a nasty way, like he's a village boy. He's a village boy from Kalabaka. And, he's just started a family. There were rumors about Apoel, there were rumors about Turkey, even Saudi. But for me, it was never a question that, he wanted to stay in Greece. And, while he was on ice for a long time, I think, it was either going to be him getting paid 1.7 million a year and scratching his balls for a year, or they, sit at the table and say, all right, we're at an impasse. What are we going to do? And, they signed a new contract, and the reports are saying that they split his contract in 2 and he's going to get half now and half next year. So Fortounis has also had 2 ACL injuries the last 2 seasons, or the last 3 years, I want to say. So you don't know what shape he's going to come back in. You look at Lazaros, though, and look at how I've said this before on your show, how well Christodoulos has been doing in Cyprus. We'll see. We'll see about Fortounis.
Πάντως δεν περίμενα να υπογράψετε ξανά το Φορτούνι, ρε φίλε. Δεν το
I
περίμενα.
think... Εγώ, φίλε, το είχα...
Δεν έπαιξε μπάλα τα τελευταία 2 χρόνια.
Κοίτα, να σου πω κάτι. Τη χρονιά πριν τραυματιστεί στην προετοιμασία πάλι ήταν σημαντικός, αλλά ερχόταν από τον πάγκο και νομίζω είχε σε 26 παιχνίδια 13 γκολ και 7 assist. Like 26 games, 13 goals and 7 assists. Okay. Coming off the bench a lot. And some important games, like in the round of 32 of the Europa League where we played PSV, he's come off the bench in Holland and he's got the assist for Hassan, who scores the goal that essentially puts us through on away goals. There were still away goals back then. And even at home as well, he's got an assist against PSV for an MV last shot. Fortounis is a magic player, mate. Like when he's fit. The real question now is, everyone knows when you get a muscle injury, you lose 25% of the strength in your leg, like depending like the muscle area. He's had an injury on his left knee and on his right as well. He's torn both ACLs. So,
Δύσκολο.
It's hard, man. But like, you've seen players come back from it. Christodoulos came back from it. Players like Marco Reus came back from it in Germany. But, these are players that are highly motivated, that are very, very professional. If there's one thing we know about Fortounis, sadly, is that he is one of those players that basically, he said, yeah, for me, I'm going to chill in Greece. I don't really care about playing abroad. Like, like, I mean, Daniel Podenza, when he moved to Wolves, he did a chat. He did a chat on Instagram, and some Greek fan asked him, "What do you think of Fortounis, or who is the best Greek player you played with?" And he mentioned Fortounis, and he said he actually wrote on an Instagram story, like, Fortounis is one of the most talented players I've ever played with, but he's lazy and he knows it. Like, literally, he just wrote that. And then, we played Wolves 2 weeks later, and, they were hugging and having a laugh. So there was no beef between them or anything like that. It's really the way it is. Like, he's content with that. Like, that's what he wants to do. So be a baller in Greece, or be a big fish in a small pond.
Για 1,2, 1,7 ρε φίλε, και εγώ θα ήμουν.
Look, when he signed that contract, he earned it. Like, he had a magic season, 2018, 2019. It was basically the team revolved around him. It was Martins' first season. We played really good football. He was very good. I think he deserved to get a good contract. He had the offers from West Ham, from Premier League, from other top 5 leagues. And again, like, when Olympiacos comes to you and you're playing for your boyhood club, and they give you almost a 6 million euro contract for 3 years. I think he was getting 1.2 one season, 1.5 the next, and 1.7 the year after. And then the injuries happened, and you can't control those things in football. That's the life of an athlete. Like, it can happen from one day to another, unfortunately, and it happened to him, which is sad. But
okay.
Right. There's something else that we need to discuss, and it's not Olympiacos related, but I'm sure, Costa, you can relate to this. Ticket prices have been released for the Europa League games. Pedro, do you want to shed some light on everything at the moment?
Yeah.
So at least Costa has a rough idea what to talk about, because I'm sure Olympiacos fans have been through the same thing.
Yeah, but let's not forget that the size of fan base of Olympiacos definitely is not the same as Omonia's. So keep this in mind, Costa. Basically, the team came out and they gave the packages for the Europa League tickets, involving the 3 games with Sociedad, Manchester, and Sheriff, with the prices starting from, with the privilege card, the most expensive 170 euros.
The privilege card is a discount card. The privilege card is a discount card, Costa. Fans purchase this discount card, and then they get a certain percentage off tickets or merchandise, whatever. That just to, sorry.
So, with the most expensive being 170 euros at the VIP boxes and things like that. And at the normal stands, going down to 120 euros, the cheapest one. And then at the goalposts, 95 euros. For exactly, for all 3 tickets. Εσύ στην Ελλάδα, ρε φίλε, πόσα θα σας χρέωνε ένα πακέτο ο Ολυμπιακός για 3 παιχνίδια στο Europa League?
Καταρχάς, your club seems to be more organized on the com side in terms of actually offering packages and getting prices out for these games, because I'm literally just looking on the website now, and you can't look at tickets for the Europa League games. So I don't have a metric to be able to tell you for this year's ticket prices, but typically from what I can remember, and this is pre-COVID, what I'm going to say, typically VIP ticket at Olympiacos would be anything from kind of 150 euro to 200 euro.
VIP.
And then, for a VIP ticket. And then for a ticket, like mid-level ticket, I'd say about 50 euro. And then if you're sitting close to the VIP, maybe 75. And then behind the goal, 25. 20-25 euro behind the goal ticket. But this is pre-COVID. I haven't been to a game, a European game at the Gadaiskagi since after the pandemic and stadiums open. So I can't really compare. But that sounds astronomical.
That sounds astronomical. Okay, well, basically the internet from the moment the prices came out has exploded with complaints from all the fans. I can understand that, definitely, 100%. But at the same time, I would not expect a ticket to watch Manchester United to be 25 euros. I would not expect that price for a ticket. Or with Real Sociedad to be 25 euros. To be honest, yes, it's a little bit expensive, but okay, there are two buts. The first but is a positive and the second is a negative. The positive but is that 120 euros to watch your team playing two of the greatest teams in Europe, and plus, not to minimize Sheriff, because we all know what Sheriff did last year, is not that much. On the second hand, the negative but. People did not like this year. Omonoia has made 7,500 season tickets. Now, it's a good record. It's a record number. Now, when they brought out the prices for the tickets, the only benefit season ticket holders have is to buy the tickets first. That's it.
Can I clarify something? So the prices that you mentioned, are
there's one here, Pedro. It says it includes all 3 games, not per game. Is that right?
No, 3 games. Yes, 120 euros, 170 to 120 to 95 for all 3 games. That's a package deal. All 3 games.
Pretty good.
Right, then.
That's pretty good then.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that the price is not bad for 120 euros to watch 3 games against Sheriff, Manchester United, and Real Sociedad.
That's very good.
Euros.
Obviously, the ones that are 170 euros are for the people in the boxes and the VIP areas, which they have the money anyway because they went and bought a 500, 600 euro season ticket. So if you have 600 euros to buy a season ticket, you have the 170 to sit in your VIP chair. So you will not complain. The complaint that is coming from the simple fans, especially the season ticket holders, because all the prices are the same for everyone. So the season ticket holders feel that they have not been recognized by the club. And I can understand that because I'm a season holder myself. And when I saw that the prices are the same for everyone, that was like, okay, why did I buy a season ticket? So that I can buy the ticket first? At least I believe a good marketing from the team would be put it each game 5 euros less for the season ticket holder to show you appreciation. It's just 15 euros, and that will give you another 300 season ticket holders in the following year. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that one.
How many season ticket holders do you have, and what's the capacity? Was it 15,000 at the Gazibe?
It's 22,000. Well, it's never going to be 22 now. Υπολογίσε ρε φίλε 22 η χωρητικότητα. Το πιο μεγάλο παιχνίδι ήταν Ομόνοια ΑΕΚ, 22.300 εισιτήρια, αν είμαι σωστός, που παίξαμε πριν χρόνια. Ομόνοια ΑΕΚ Αθηνών για το Europa, νομίζω, ένα θυμάμαι ήταν Europa, νομίζω Europa που ήταν 22.300 εισιτήρια. Ο πιο μεγάλος αριθμός εισιτηρίων που κοπήκε στο Γασιμπή ήταν υπερπλήρης. Επομένως, με το να κόβει μια ομάδα 7.500 season ticket, καταλαβαίνεις ότι για τα επίπεδα της Κύπρου είναι ένας πάρα πολύ καλός αριθμός.
Yeah. How many season ticket holders do you actually have that would say benefit from getting priority for these tickets?
7,500 all season ticket holders have the advantage to buy the tickets first. They have a
Priority.
week.
It's just a
They
priority.
have priority to buy the tickets.
Hmm.
If they don't buy the tickets within the first week, then the packages go on open sale, and anyone can buy them.
Pados for us, it's as simple as you have a season ticket, done. You don't have to pay for a ticket again. You pay for the European games, the league games, cup, everything. There's no packages that they put
They're
out.
included in the season ticket. They're included in your season ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, what you do get priority wise is if you want to go to an away game and you have a season ticket, then you have priority on tickets when you go away.
So this is the thing, though. How much are the away tickets going to be? Because let's get it right. When United come to town, everyone on the island is going to want to go. Once those season ticket holders get their tickets, and you've got the corporates which are going to get theirs, and then it ends up on general sale or whatever. So anyone else you're going to have Apollon fans that support Man United going. You're going to have fans that support any club, but they want to go because it's Man United. So people are going to be fighting over tickets, but it's the away ones. So, for example, Old Trafford, because I think we'll probably get about 3,000-4,000, right? And if you've got 7,000 season ticket holders who I'm guessing are going to get priority, then that's going to be another clusterfuck, isn't it?
Daxi, you're not going to get like all those people from Cyprus shipping out to Manchester, I suppose. You know, you'd have a lot of fans in England, presumably, that will want to make the trip up to make the trip
Well,
up
I've
to
got my ticket in
Manchester.
the United end. It don't matter. I'm not going to fight for an Omonoia ticket in the away end, man. There's no point. I ain't going to get one. I ain't going to get one for the home game, which is why I'm not coming to Cyprus for it. No point.
Mate, if they apply the 10%, then you know you guys should get more than 5.
7,600, yeah. 7,600, yeah.
And then we'll have to see what the price is going to be of the ticket, because I heard some crazy numbers, which I do not believe.
Go on, tell us. What are the rumours?
I heard prices of 180 euro for the Manchester game.
Oh.
And I said, that's no way it's going to be 180 euro. I estimate it to be around 60 to 70.
Yeah, no, I can't see it being more than 100 euro. No.
It's a lot of money.
But Bruno, do you know what's going on with Bruno?
Oh, mate. I was saying the other day, we played against Akritas, and I thought we got Bruno Mars. I thought it was Bruno Mars on that pitch, mate. Honestly.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah.
He was shocking. Don't get me wrong, the Ghent games, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then it leads me on to my question. Are some of these signings that we made just wanting to play in the European games? Have they just shown up just to play European games and then fuck off these teams like Agritas?
You remember what I told you though, and I'm going to make a wild guess here, but I assume against Ghent you played a smart, tactically astute game, hit on the counter. He found a lot of spaces, exploited them, looked like, you know, Joaquin in his heyday, bombing down the right-hand side for Spain or Real Betis. And then you come back to Cyprus and you play against Akritas and you're playing a team that's parked the bus in front of the defence and you can't do shit. Correct?
That is pretty much it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Bingo.
You can't do that. Yeah, I told you last time. I told you.
Yep.
When we talked about it, if he finds spaces and he plays that kind of game, he can be very, very dangerous for an opponent. But if you want him to break teams down and help with build up and, you know, pass the ball to feet, forget about it.
But you know what though? Against Ghent, he played central. He played as a number 10. He was very effective. Against Agritas, he's on the flank and he's not getting any change. And the thing is, again, I don't want to slate Jan for this, but Jan didn't help him out. Jan wasn't overlapping enough. Jan wasn't giving him enough opportunities because obviously when your fullback overlaps, the fullback that's tracking you is looking at the runner. So it gives you that extra yard of space. And Jan wasn't doing that enough. But again, Bruno didn't help himself by trying flicks and tricks and holding onto the ball for too long. Maybe it's an education for him. Maybe it's a football education coming to Cyprus because maybe he thought that the level in Cyprus wasn't great. And he thought, I'll get away with this based on a little bit of skill. But teams are smartening up, man. Teams are smartening up a lot. So, yeah.
I can tell you, I feel we're going to be in for a hell of a ride this year in Cyprus in general, not just Omonoia, but for all the teams. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
With the signings that Aris have made today.
Oh my God.
Oof.
Oh my God. Costa, today Aris signed what is it?
Kokorin from Fiorentina.
From Fiorentina.
The Russian striker. Yeah, they brought him and they got Stepinski on loan as well. So they got 2 Serie A strikers. But what I will say, there's a lot of people that have been getting angry about this. And what I will say, and I'll repeat, because I told Roy this in a WhatsApp group. Stepinski and Kokorin, they're not going to come to Cyprus and sit on the bench, right? Neither of them will want to do that. And Aris play with one up front. So to play both of these players, you're going to have to change your system. Are you going to go 4-4-2? Are you going to go 3-5-2? And let's get it right. Neither forward like to press. Neither of them like to chase loose balls. So what you got is 2 forwards standing on the halfway line, moping around, and they're relying on 8 other players on that pitch, 8 outfield players, to do a lot of the legwork. Aris haven't got a central midfield.
They don't. I'm
not impressed. I'm not impressed with the middle of the park. Not at
well,
all.
let's not forget something still. Last year was last year. This year is a totally different story. They have a pretty neat squad. We don't know how they're going to play. We don't know how many teams are going to play.
Yeah, but when you say they've got a pretty neat squad, in what respect? The goalkeeper is brilliant, Vanna Alves. The back 4, I'm not sure about. The right back, they need another right back. They need another centre back. Gazuz, okay, he's good at left back, but again, he's a little bit erratic. If you've got a winger that's got pace that can match his or better his, you're beating him. Their midfield isn't very mobile. They're not very physical. So, if you've got a number 10 that can drop deep and come with the ball like Foddy, you're going to give him problems. So I'm not sold on Aris. I'm not sold on him.
Okay, let's put it this way. Not to move it down to other team squads. Let's put it in general that basically almost every single team in our league has brought in strong players. It's going to be a very challenging championship, and there's going to be many surprises, I think. Let's leave it at that. Let's not go by individually each other different team than our own. For our own, I have a different opinion. If you want me to say it, I'll say it.
Hey, listen, that's what you're here for, man. Speak your truth.
Okay, so in 2 minutes it's midnight, so transfer window is closed. It's finished.
Still got another day.
Another day.
Yeah, still got another 24 hours, no?
Όχι ρε, νομίζω είναι σήμερα που τελειώνει ρε παιδιά. Γράψτε μας, άμα και έχω λάθος. Είναι μπόψε που τελειώνει στην Κύπρο το μεταγραφικό μπαζάρι.
Is it Bobse? I know in the UK it's
in most of the leagues it's tomorrow.
Να μας γράψουν τα παιδιά γιατί δεν είμαι σίγουρος. Εγώ νομίζω ότι μπόψε τελειώνει στην Κύπρο. And I don't know for how many days we're allowed to take in an unemployed football player.
That's September the 2nd, I think.
September the 2nd.
So okay. the window's closed. The window's closed.
From what I see from the comments, yeah, the window is closed.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Okay.
So I was right. Yeah. Okay.
And there was me thinking we've still got a day to sign players. Oh, we're fucked.
No, we don't.
we
don't.
You can sign free agents, I suppose, until the end of the month.
Free agents until the 2nd of September.
Is it only till the 2nd for you? For us, it's till the end of the month.
Until the
Second, I
2nd.
think. Yeah.
Okay. So we have 2 days for free transfers. Ελεύθερους παίχτες. Άνεργους. Okay. So our squad. Επιάσαμε να επιάσαμε. Some of the players have showed that they have great abilities. Some have yet to show it. For the last transfer, we heard everything from Costas. I'm not going to say anything else. It's a youngster. He's 19 years old. He's starting to play now. We cannot have any expectations from him, like high-level expectations, I mean. So let's wait and see. Τον Ιρανό που έπιαμε, he's a hell of a good player. I don't know if people know why he got injured and he was not training. I don't know if people know it. It was when his team got qualified for the World Cup. His teammate threw the cake in his face and the candle went in his eye and he almost got blind. That's the injury that he has. It's not physical. It's not his legs and then the poskiadu and then it's not his muscles and then he buludu. He's totally fine in that area. So hang in there, because many of our fans are saying, "Oh, when is he gonna be ready? Because after 2 months he's gonna leave to go to the World Cup." Ο άνθρωπος δεν είναι φατσιμένος, ούτε πόθηκια, ούτε σέρκα, ούτε εγκέφαλο, ούτε τίποτε. Είχε πρόβλημα με το μάτι του. An unlucky injury. I have never heard of anything like that. The candle going in your eye because your teammate threw a cake at you during the celebrations. It's a shame. It's really a shame. And I think he's going to be a very good player for us. Bruno, I think he's going to be great this year, and I think he's going to score 7 to 8 goals. I hope Gagolis comes back soon from his injury. I heard 2 weeks. I do not know. I will not cross my finger. I will not put my hand in the fire for that. I'll wait and see. Echomen Dombacher, I think he still needs time. I think he still has not gotten into the Cyprus reality. I think he needs time, and we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Help me beat Stel. Who am I forgetting?
Well, we brought in Kasama. We brought
Kasama. Fuck the referees. Fuck them, and then fuck them, and then fuck them some more. They're taking out one of the players that was going to score a goal on Saturday. That's what I think.
Yeah, he got sent off two yellows, which were very, very soft, to be fair. But
yes.
That's the Cypriot League. Militic came in, the centre-back from Partizan.
Militic, he's going to be a beast. Yeah. I have no doubt that he's going to be one of the top defenders.
Matthews, he looking good so far.
Matthews, he has shown great ability and great skills. Many of our fans have talked down on him when we made the transfer.
Yeah, because he came from Charlton, but he's probably the most organised defender we have.
Exactly, and with the small sample that we have already, he's going to be very good for us, I think. I hope he will remain at the standards that we have seen in the European games and improve on that. We got Bezos. I think he's going to score at least 6 goals. I think he's going to be very good. Give him time. Have some patience. He was playing yesterday in the game with Akridas. He was shit. He was not good. It was not his fucking position to play there. For me, that was ήταν λάθος του προπονητή που τον έβαλε σε εκείνη τη θέση. Εχαράμισε τον παίχτη. I would have preferred he wouldn't put him there, because in that kind of situation, and especially the way the game went and he went down, you're bringing the player down. Help him build up confidence. He has.
Does that happen in Greece, Costa? Does that happen? Does that happen with Olympiacos supporters and many supporters in Greece when a player comes in from a smaller club, so to speak, or a club that perhaps isn't as high in terms of reputation? Do fans tend to look down on him?
Are you talking from the Greek league or in general from what
Well,
is
just
perceived
in
as a
general. I
smaller
mean,
club?
yeah. So if for example you signed a player from the second division in Bulgaria, do they shoot him down straight away? I'm not saying that you guys do, but
Doesn't take
you know,
long. Doesn't take. I mean, me personally, no, but we're a very tough crowd. We're a very tough crowd. Like, I mean, if you take players like Pape Cisse, Hussein Bar, Madi Camara, nearly all of the French players we sign, they come from second division in France. And, you know, their transfer market value's gone up tenfold, almost, all of those guys. Some of them's gone down since quite significantly, but yeah, mate, no patience. Everyone has an opinion and everyone knows everything about everyone and they don't know shit. Most of them. I don't like to generalize, but no, we're not patient people at all, man.
well, I've seen some of the comments made about the South Korean lad you brought in before he played that superb
Oh
game
yeah,
against
that's
Omonoia.
a great example, yeah.
Είπε ο Κώστας ρε παιδιά ότι να πάει τώρα στον Πειραιά να μας το βάλει μέσα σε πακέτο DHL, Omonoia Football Club. Τέλειωσε.
I'm on my way.
Right, Pedro.
Do we have
Pedro,
anything,
is there anything else you want to discuss?
Yes,
anything else you
there
want?
is.
Yeah.
The most important thing. Last 2 days, στα μέσα μαζικής μαλαγίας, I've been watching Omonia fans taking the mickey out of everything that Omonia is. Please do not do that. Please do not do that.
How do you mean?
Like today, people are making are having a go at the price of the tickets. They're having a go at the players we signed. They're having a go at the management. They're having a go at every single thing that can drop on the floor. Let's put it that way. So, να σας πω κάτι ρε παιδιά. Να βγω εγώ τώρα και να γράψω μες στο Facebook. Stel is εγάδαρος. Να βρεθούν 50 πελοί να γράψουν που κάτω ότι yes, Stel is εγάδαρος. It doesn't mean he is.
I've got no problem with it. I've been called worse. That's probably a compliment, to be honest.
I named you so that I wouldn't name some other people. So that's why I
Roy,
named you.
Chris.
Oi. Not you. If this doesn't go for you, doesn't go for Roy, doesn't go for Chris.
You said about Chris. I don't have a problem with that.
Or Stelo Gadaros. We cannot do that. And τα ίδια άτομα, in every single article that comes out, is the same people that write the same shit. Stand next to the team, support them. Ότι μπορούσαμε να κάνουμε πολλά καλύτερες μεταγραφές, ναι, μπορούσαμε. Είπα ο ίδιος το είπα πριν σχεδόν 2 μήνες να είμαι στο podcast, ότι να είμαι ο πρώτος που να βγει και να πει ότι η διοίκηση έκαμε τα σκάτα αν τα κάνει σκάτα. Εν φταίνουν οι παίχτες. Τους παίχτες έφεραν τους να παίξουν μάπα. Εν είναι οι παίχτες που αποφασίσαν να πω σήμερα στην Ομόνια και να τους πω ότι θέλω τόσα και να κέψω να παίζω μάπα. Όχι, εν είναι οι παίχτες. Do not blame the players. If there's someone to be blamed, it's going to be the management. And the management is going to be judged if the team fucks up. I personally hope that the team will put salt and pepper in many people's mouths and shut them the fuck up.
I hope you're right.
It. I hope so. I want them to do that.
Oh, Jesus. Well, look, we've got an exciting European campaign. We've got Sheriff next week, I think, because we've got Ajax at the weekend, then Sheriff, then Apollon.
Are you home or away?
And we're away, I think. Are we away or are we at home? We're away at Sheriff, the first game.
Oh, home.
Is that home?
First game is home. Yes, first game. Yeah. First game is at home with Sheriff.
Okay. So, but the thing, don't forget, AEK have got a European game, and Apollon also have a European game.
Yep,
So
they do. But anyway, in 2 days we're playing ΑΕΚ, Ψηλά τα Λάβαρα, πάμε τζαμέ, Ομονιακά Σιλάκα, γαμώ το στανιόντος, δεύτερους να πνάσουμε και εμείς, να μην ακούμε τον κάθε καθυστερημένο μες στα Facebook και τα Instagram και μαλαγίες που γράφουν και πρίσαν μας τα αρχίδια μας.
Yanni isn't optimistic. He says we're fucked.
At least you guys have got the other competition in Europe. Like, we're the only ones playing Europe in Greece, so we're literally going to be playing back-to-back games weekend Thursday until the World Cup, and the others just going to be chilling
until November.
What's the general feeling in Greece, knowing that there are 3 Cypriot teams in Europe, whereas there's only you guys representing Greece? Do they talk about it much?
Yeah, they talk about it. Whether they're actually trying to do something to improve the situation and make improvements to Greek football, that's a fucking joke of a conversation. I'm sorry to say, not doing anything, man. It's all paraskinio and behind the scenes bollocks. It is talked about, but in Greece, it's very much like one of those, what's the parimia στα ελληνικά? It's like, if the neighbor's goat dies, it's all right. How they say, η κατσίκα του γείτονα να
Κατσίκα του γείτονα.
That's it. So they don't look at like improving the situation. They're just like, let's shit on the other ones and hope they do shit and not focus on doing things better ourselves.
Are you worried about this season though? Because I've seen obviously AEK played against us and they look good, but then again it was a pre-season game, so you can't really read into that too much. But Panathinaikos started well, didn't they? Didn't they beat Offi at the weekend?
Yeah, they've got 2 out of 2. They look decent. They're a stable squad in a sense.
Yeah, we know all about their coach. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so they got a good coach, if I'm allowed to say that on here.
Yeah, you are.
I think he's a decent coach. Like, he has them well drilled. Didn't make a lot of transfers. Didn't make a lot of sales. They made a really smart sale to Sporting Lisbon. They sold a young lad called Sotiris Alexandropoulos to Sporting Lisbon for 5 million plus a 20% percentage fee that they kept, which is really smart business. Good player, lots of potential, young, dynamic central midfielder. So I think Panathinaikos, like we always start the season in Greece and we say, the other teams, they improved. For Panathinaikos, probably true. Like, they really kept the team that they had, which was well drilled. They didn't have a striker. They didn't have a number 9 to put the ball in the back of the net. They brought in a Slovakian from Sporting Lisbon, actually. Again, they brought in a Slovakian from Lisbon that was on loan somewhere else in Portugal. If he gets injured, they're screwed. They've got a 22-year-old Greek called Ioannidis, who's all right, but he's not a proven goal scorer. So Panathinaikos has got a good team this year, I feel, but they lack depth. And I think Olympiacos has got more depth, but Olympiacos is not a team. Olympiacos is still trying to figure out what our best lineup is. How do we get the players to gel? Like, Corberan's the new coach, has got a really difficult job at Olympiacos if you consider the expectations. And, Olympiacos fans want to go into every game in the league and dominate and win 3-4-0. Realistic or not, that's pretty much the expectation of the majority of Olympiacos fans when you play a Greek game. So very, very tough draw. Yeah, they did have an unlucky draw, I would say. PAOK in Greece are really changing up their philosophy. Their team was very aged. So they basically kept the team that won the league a couple of seasons ago, and they tried to renew Vieirinha's contract at age 35. So, okay, what do you really expect to do with like an aged squad? Now they've tried to drop the average age, bring in some youth players. I think 2 of their youth players played in their starting 11 on the weekend. They won their game. So I think it's kind of a transition year for them as well. And AEK lost at the weekend in a game that on paper they should have won. So Ajax a bit of a weird one. They're moving into a new stadium. They won't play at Hagia Sophia until the 31st, or sorry, the 30th of September. So we'll see. But like I said, they're not playing midweek. That all they have to focus on is Greece, and we're going to be playing 2 games a week minimum, non-stop until November. So it's going to be challenging. If it makes for a more competitive league, then great. What can I say?
We got Aris as well, but they lost at the weekend, didn't they?
Aris is a weird one, man. They lost at the weekend and they sacked their manager. He's had 13 games in charge, and I think he's won 9, drawn 6, lost 3 or 2. They're stupid, man. Like we've already Δεύτερη αγωνιστική, they've sacked 2 managers in Greece. Aris sacked their manager. Volos sacked their manager first game of the season. It's ridiculous. So Πες το.
Συγχαρητήρια. Αποκτάτε κυπριακή νοοτροπία. Αποκτάτε κυπριακή νοοτροπία.
Ρε φίλε, αυτά είναι πράγματα. Ρε φίλε, εγώ τα θυμάμαι από τότε που είμαι πιτσιρίκος, ας πούμε, που παρακολουθώ ελληνικό ποδόσφαιρο και it's the same. It's like, oh, it's always the manager's fault. It's like, oh, bad results, sack the manager. So hang on a minute, like he's only been here 2 days. So I'll sack the manager. Μαλάκα είναι νοοτροπία μπακάλικου, ας πούμε τώρα.
We have seen worse this year. We have seen a coach leaving before even the training season starts.
Zornica, the guy Apollon.
Όχι, ο Τσόρνικερ έμεινε στο παιχνίδι. Το Ολυμπιακό, ο Τούτης νομίζω που είδα.
Tootis is gone? I didn't even know.
They sacked him before even training starts.
Fucking hell. Jesus. Fucking hell. Costa, who did Aris lose to at the weekend?
I'll lie if I tell you.
Panetolikos.
Το Πανετολικό. Πανετολικός is a good team.
And who's the head coach?
Δεν ξέρω ποιος είναι.
Come on, Petro.
Ναι.
Petro. Who's Panetolikos' head coach? Can't even say the name. It's a tongue twister.
Is he a Spanish guy?
No.
Δεν ξέρω.
Oh, Anastasio.
Yeah, he was ours. He was ours.
Yeah, he's all right, man. Like he's got a Dutch upbringing when it comes to coaching. So
yeah,
he gets his teams to play football. That's one thing I'll say about Anastasio.
Yeah.
Okay. Δεν το ξέρω ότι πήγαινε, ρε. Δεν το ξέρω.
Yeah, I think he came mid-season. He went mid-season last year, I think.
Yeah, okay, I think he tunes into the pod because every time I put this pod up on social media, he's liking it. So, yeah, there you go.
I had no idea about it. Okay.
We have a fan.
One last thing for Omonoia fans. I don't know if they know about it. We gave away Zefkis.
Yes, he's gone to Olympiacos.
Εδώ κάμε τον Ολυμπιακό. I want to wish the lad all the best. And to be honest, I think we're going to regret it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. You're a big fan then?
I think the boy has talent, and he's gonna. We wasted a very good player. That's what I think.
But he's been on loan before, hasn't he?
He was on loan with. Ήταν και πέρσι δανεικός under Berg, but then you had a different team.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I like Sava. I think he's got a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential. And we've got Spiridagi as well. So, he's one to watch out for, Costa. Spiridagi. Good little striker. Well, he's tall, but he's lethal. He's very lethal. So, yeah, that's another
17.
one. Spiridagi, yeah. Good player. Very good player. He hasn't played... Well, our academy is top notch.
Ο Ζευκής πόσο χρόνο είναι που εδώ κάμε το Ολυμπιακό, 18 τώρα? Τώρα 18. Ο Ζευκής. Ο Ξεβ 17.
One minute. Let me find out. It's a very good question. He's 19.
19, okay.
It's 19, yeah. But
I think we're going to regret it.
Well, look, they don't send these players out on loan for for no reason, right? Either
He's not
gonna
on loan. He's not on loan.
Was he permanent? I thought he was out on loan. Can someone clear that up, please? If he's on loan or if he's gone permanently? Because I thought he went out on loan.
Το Ζευκίνε πουλήσαν το ξέρετε, νομίζω πουλήσαν τον. And I
See, we don't even know these things, Costa. We don't even know. This is.
Μαλάκα, να σου πω κάτι. You want to hear something fucking ridiculous?
Go on.
We bought back Panagiotis Retsos from. He's an academy product.
Yeah, I remember. Brilliant. Yeah, I saw the post today. Yeah.
Fucking brilliant centre back that came through our academy. We sold him for 17.5 million to Leverkusen in 2017, and then decided to buy Bjorn Engels for 8 million. Jesus Christ. Anyway, he came back. Like it was announced today. 3 different stories. So, like the so-called patriarch of the Olympiacos reportage, Kostas Nikolakopoulos, comes out on the radio and he says it's a loan, 1-year loan plus option. The option's decent, like it can happen next year, like if everything's fine. Then the guy from Todeka.gr comes out and says, and this is the guy that news and stories at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, Greek time. Greeks are awake, mate, on Twitter, waiting for Nikos Kotsis to break the news. He writes on Twitter like 3-4 hours later, δεν υπάρχει θέμα με το Ρέτσο, έχει υπογράψει 3 χρόνια συμβόλαιο. So the one guy saying loan plus option, the other guy saying 3 years, 3-year deal. And then there's another article, a mate of mine sent me, it's a loan deal for Retsos, but it's an obligation to buy Sport 24. Somebody else has written something completely different. 3 different journalists following the same team with 3 different stories about a transfer. And what the deal is. Hey, we've been going on, but like, mate, we don't have an injury list. So like, people are wondering, what's the status of this player? Like, when's he coming back? Like, I mean, I don't expect us to be like Premier League level team when it comes to social media, like communication with the fans and such. But how fucking difficult is it to make an injury list and put it on your website? How inform your journalist that this is the deal? How fucking difficult is it to put a press release out and say, we paid this much and like this is a 3-year deal or whatever? I'm not asking you to tell me, who his mother is and how much you're paying him and if you're buying them a house, but like basics. It's fucked, man. Like, I hope they're not people from the Bay are watching me tonight because I don't normally rant this much. But...
Oh, mate, don't worry. You're not going to get it in the neck. I promise. It's fine. No one watches this.
Stel is going to send it off to his Olympiacos people at the end.
No.
Still meant to die.
I've got other things to worry about, man. Honestly, I'm still worried about Stefano coming on topless. This is bad. This is bad.
No. We're being serious tonight. No naked. It's 16.
Last
plus.
night was a catastrophe, man. Honestly,
last night was 18 plus rated. Today 16 plus. So.
Mario coming at me. Listen, I've got you, Mario. If you're watching, don't worry. I'm waiting for him to make a comment. I'm waiting for Mario to make a comment. But yeah, anyway. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Costa, thank you very much. I know you're very busy at this moment in time. You got number 3 on the way. So, yeah, you got that emergency button. Has your missus got like this button that she presses? It gives you a shock to wake you up whenever she gets her.
I've got the bloody iWatch on and the iPhone right next to me. So
I thought I would see Costas with that dog collar that gives electricity when you press a button, Like,
what kind of S&M? What kind of S&M are you into? Fucking hell! Shock me! That fucking Pulp Fiction.
Κώστα μου γερόν δυνατόν να το μωρόν και όλα τα λέμε μπελάρες.
Ευχαριστώ ρε φίλε, να είσαι καλά. Την υγεία μας να έχουμε. Αυτό είναι το πιο σημαντικό. Πραγματικά.
Right. Before we wrap it up, Costa, come on, plug your shit, man. Plug your shit.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again, mate. Always a pleasure. You can follow all Olympiacos news at Gate 7 International. If you fancy it, head over to our site. Got good stuff, scout reports, deep dives on new players, existing players, interviews with some former players, existing players. We go live twice a week on a Sunday, normally after games. Yeah, if you guys are Olympiacos fans and fancy a little bit of a different approach to the regular Greek stuff that you read, then this is the place to be. Some real analysis, some real opinions, and we're not afraid to speak our minds. So the days when we're much like this show, we like to say things how we see it. So yeah, pleasure to have you guys join the Olympiacos community, and I know there are a lot of Olympiacos fans in Cyprus as well. We saw that when we played Apollon. Thousands of fans turned up to the Gazipe to support the team. So if any of those people were you and you don't know about us, Gate 7 International, go and check that out.
Excellent. And Pedro, thank you so much for jumping on and sharing your pearls of wisdom.
You're welcome, my friend. Anytime I'm available. Omonoia δυνατά πάντα. Κοπέλια πνάστε, ηρεμήστε. Και πάμε σε 2 μέρες έχουμε σημαντικό αγώνα με την ΑΕΚ να τους πηδήξουμε.
Excellent. There's just one more thing I need to show you guys before we go. And Lambro, if you're still watching, this is for you.
More people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, want more and more. People just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for.
The stadium's on fire!
Mind and senses purified.
The stadium's on fire!
Mind and senses purified.
The stadium's on fire!
Mind and senses purified.
The stadium's on fire!
Na, 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 na,
Come on! Come on! Πάμε σε λάκα μου.